Assalamualaikum, I'm Ahaunia Swani and I'm going to present the introduction. UiTM is one of Malaysia's largest public universities and focus on Bumi Putra education and holistic student development. UiTM Jangka Pahang offers various diploma and degree programs such as accountancy, business, plantation studies, wood technology and science. At UiTM Jangka, student accommodation is provided through 4 residential hostels, which are College Mat Kilau 1 and 2, Complex Sukajah, and College Tun Teja. These hostels have separate facilities for male and female students. Currently, the hostel registration process is conducted through an online portal where students apply, wait for review, and receive confirmation. The main goal of this system is to ensure a fair, efficient, and student-friendly accommodation allocation to support students' transition into campus life. This slide explains the current hostel registration system used at UiTM Jangka. The system uses a hybrid approach which combines online application and physical registration. Students are required to apply online through the UiTM portal before the start of each semester. After that, hostel management assign rooms based on student eligibility, priority, and room availability. Once placement results are released, students must check the results online. However, students are still required to attend physical check-in, which involve bringing printed confirmation slips, collecting room keys, and undergoing manual verification. Due to this system, several issues have been identified, such as heavy reliance on manual processes, long queues, and slow service during peak period, risk of errors and data inconsistency, and lack of full system integration.
In this slide, I will briefly explain the current hostel registration process flow. The process begins with the start phase, where students must sign in to the iStudent portal using their student ID or Google UiTM account. From there, students will be directed to the eHub system. Once inside the system, select hostel registration and proceed to fill in the registration form. After ensuring all the details are accurate, click Submit Application. The system will then evaluate students' requests. Students will reach a decision point. Receive placement accepted. If yes, you will receive your new placement details and can proceed directly to check-in. If no, students have the option to submit an appeal for a second chance at a placement. The process ends once the student has successfully checked in. Now, let's look at the input and output of our current process to understand the gaps we are facing. On the input side, first, while we have an online hostel application, students often have to provide extensive manuals detail like health status and family background for eligibility checks. Second, there is an issue with repeated data entry because the college system isn't fully integrated with the main university database. Students are forced to manually rewrite basic info like their names and IDs at the counter. This leads to several inefficient output, which are digital application. Results often get stuck in the in-process phase, creating uncertainty for students. For room allocation, since data isn't in the official portal, students have to rely on external links, which are less secure and confusing. Finally, we still rely on manual registration records, where compiling data by hand causes significant delays in getting accurate occupancy report for management. In short, these manual steps and disconnected system are the main pain point we aim to resolve.
Based on the current system, several problems have been identified. Firstly, the hostel registration system is only semi-digital, as it still requires manual and in-person registration. This causes system inefficiency, especially during peak periods, leading to delays and student frustration. Secondly, the application status is often unclear. Some students remain stuck with an in-process status even after results are released and there is no proper confirmation or tracking mechanism. Next, there are operational issues during check-in. Long queues occur due to limited counters and staff, resulting in poor time management and congestion. Another major issue is the premature closure of registration counters. Students who fail to register on time are required to return on another day, which causes inconvenience and additional costs. Lastly, the system heavily relies on paper-based verification. Printed slips can be easily lost or damaged, and this approach is not aligned with UiTM's digital transformation goals.
Assalamualaikum, I am Fasha Amani. For our proposed system, we introduced a mobile application called UStay UiTM, which aims to fully digitalize the hostel registration and check-in process at UiTM Jengka. Through this application, students can view their hostel application result, confirm acceptance, check room allocation, and receive important announcements directly on their phone. Once a student receives a hostel placement, they complete an online pre-registration process and are provided with a unique PIN code through the application. These pins allow students to collect their room key independently from a secure mailbox without visiting a registration counter. After entering the hostel, students complete the check-in process by scanning a QR code using the application, which automatically updates their registration status. Overall, the UStay UiTM system offers a fully contactless, efficient, and student-centered solution that reduces congestion and supports UiTM's digital transformation. Next is the main objective of UStay UiTM system is to improve the efficiency and user experience of hostel registration process at UiTM Jengka. One key objective is to reduce physical interaction by allowing students to complete registration, key collection, and check-in digitally. Another objective is to minimize registration time and delay, especially during peak periods, by eliminating long queue at registration counter. The system also aims to improve data accuracy and real-time monitoring through the centralized database. Lastly, UStay UiTM support UiTM's digital transformation and sustainability goals by reducing paper usage and manual processes. So moving forward to the scope of UStay UiTM system that focus on hostel registration and check-in activities for students at UiTM Jengka. Students can use the application to view their hostel application result, confirm acceptance, and then access room details and receive official announcement. The system also includes self-managed key collection through secure mailbox using a PIN code and QR code-based self-check-in to confirm student arrival. From an administrative perspective, hostel staff can monitor student registration progress and occupancy through a centralized digital system. However, the system does not include manual counter registration, printed document, or physical verification, as these processes are replaced by digital features.
This is where the UStay system comes in, a transformative shift moving away from antiquated manual process toward a digital-first ecosystem. The benefits are multifaceted. The first one is eliminations of physical bottlenecks. We are removing the last-minute uncertainty. No more student waiting in long line for hours in the heat just to get a physical key. We replace stressful delay with an instant peace of mind. Second, student freedom. Through a mobile interface, students can now choose their own housemate and rooms with PIN mailbox codes sent directly to the smartphone. They can check in anytime, even when the office is closed. Third, automated administrative workflow. UStay automates room pairing, turning a task that took days into a real-time operations. This eliminates data entry mistakes and provides management with a central dashboard for instant occupancy updates. And lastly, sustainable IR 4.0 innovations. By integrating smart mailbox and QR codes, we eliminate thousands of printed slips. This lowers our carbon footprint and proof that UiTM is leading the way in modern eco-friendly housing management.
The process begins with the authentication phase. Students sign into the UStay UiTM application using their secure credentials such as their student ID, password, or their official Google UiTM account. Once access is granted, the student initiates the hostel registration phase. In this stage, students are required to manually fill in the registration form as seen in the prototype. The form captures essential demographics including faculty, semester, and current hostel detail, alongside comprehensive family information for emergency contact. Once the student submits the application, it enters the evaluation stage. The system then evaluates the application to determine the placement outcome. If rejected, no, the student is notified through the Permohonan Koalisi Double Jaya interface and must resubmit their application. If accepted yes, the student successfully received their room allocation detail. Following a successful placement, the student moved to the housemate coordination stage. A designated representative fill in the housemate form, providing the names and student ID for residents assigned to room A through D. After these unit details are finalized, the students submit the application one last time. Once the unit details are finalized, the students transition to the physical check-in phase. First, the student must review the instruction in the announcement section. This is critical to ensure they have received their mailbox PIN notification directly via the app. Upon arriving at the assigned hostel, the student performed a physical self-check-in. They located their assigned mailbox and opened it using the provided PIN to retrieve their room key. The final step is digital verification. After entering their room, the student must use the in-app scanner to scan the QR code displayed inside the hostel premise. Successfully scanning triggers an automated confirm check-in status message. This final verification officially updates the university record to show the student is physically present, successfully concluding the UStay registration process.
This use case diagram illustrates the interaction between user and the UStay UiTM system. The two main actors are the student and the staff, which is hostel administrator. Student can log in to the application, submit registration form, view hostel status, access PIN code, and complete self-check-in using a QR code. Besides that, the staff, which is hotel administrator, are responsible for verifying application, managing room allocation, updating announcements, and responding to student inquiry and monitoring hostel occupancy. Overall, the diagram shows how the system simplifies the registration process by allowing students to perform most tasks independently, while administrators focus on verification and monitoring.
Next, I will explain the input piece, which is the core of our data collection process. To make the system efficient, we have divided input into 5 specific categories. 1. Automated authentication. The process starts when the student sign into the apps using their student ID, password, or Google UiTM account. This acts as the initial input where the system automatically retrieves primary identification from the university database to prevent repeated data entry. 2. Student information. In the hostel registration section, students provide academic input such as their faculty, semester, and hostel reference. 3. Manual family information. A critical manual input is the family information form where students fill in guardian details including name, phone number, and address. This input creates a centralized emergency contact database, allowing the URHP to respond immediately to incident without searching through this organized manual file. 4. Group coordination, which is housemate form. For accepted student, a representative inputs the name and student ID for housemate across room A through room D. This group inputs allow the system to finalize unit details and coordinate room placement digitally before arrival. 5. Admin chatbot support. Lastly, the system includes an admin chatbot where students can input queries or support requests directly to the staff. This ensures that any issue or clarification regarding the registration are resolved quickly through a direct digital communication channel. Next, I'm going to explain the output of the UStay application. First is the status output. Unlike the old system where students had to wait for manual list, UStay provide an instant dashboard notification. If successful, it displays full hostel detail, including the block, level, and specific room. If rejected, it immediately offers an option for a digital appeal. Second, we have the mailbox pin. This is a secure automated output that empowers students to retrieve their key independently. No more queuing at a physical counter just to get a key. Third, the announcement output serves as a digital assistant. It provides the self-check-in instruction, which guide the student through every step of the arrival process. Finally, the QR verification. By scanning the QR code located at the hostel, the student generates a confirmed check-in status report. This officially notifies the management that the student has arrived, providing the university with accurate real-time occupancy data.
In conclusion, this project reinforced UiTM Jengke's commitment to innovation by replacing slow, manual paperwork with a fully digital system. We solved two major problems at once. For students, it creates a stress-free experience with mobile check-ins and instant QR and PIN verification. For staff, it eliminates delays through real-time tracking and a significantly reduced workload. Ultimately, this transition supports a smart, eco-friendly campus, allowing our students to spend less time in line and more time focusing on their personal growth.